In this video, we're talking real estate photography, specifically helping you Sony shooters choose a wide-angle lens for your real estate needs. If you're a subscriber to the channel, you might know that I'm an accredited professional photographer and I've done a heck of a lot of lens reviews, but you might not know that I'm also a realtor of almost a decade. So I know a few things about lenses as well as houses. Having said that, let's get started. Okay guys, so we're jumping right in and we're talking real estate today. In this video, I'm going to give you a few different things. I'm going to provide you with some options that we have, some popular lens choices that are available to us, and hopefully give you an idea about which one might be good for you. As well, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to hopefully make your photos better and stand out. So first of all, whether you're a realtor or you're a photographer that does a lot of real estate work, you know just how important good real estate is. Statistically, it sells houses faster and for more money. Not to mention, people are very passionate and proud of their homes, so it's really important that you actually represent it in a way that they're happy with. That's going to get you more money, more referrals, and more business. So there's several different things to consider when choosing a lens for real estate. Now first, the widest lens isn't necessarily going to be the best lens. Yeah, there's lots of situations where we want to cram in as much as we can to show you as much of the house as possible, but not at the expense of misrepresenting the product or the home. There's actually been lawsuits and it's just not good for business. So you want to articulate in the best and most honest way possible exactly what the home has to offer. And we do this the best, in my opinion, by using a zoom lens. That's going to let us cover a lot of different things quickly without having to switch lenses out and having to buy more lenses. And of course, our time's limited at the actual property where we're at. Time is money, and generally people want you in and out. So let's have a look at some of the lenses available to us, and also consider, because a lot of these lenses are quite expensive and it is an investment, what are you going to be using besides real estate photography, if anything? Is video important to you? These are things to ask yourself before you bite the bullet and spend all this money on a lens. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's check out some of our options. If you are shooting APS-C, you're very limited in what you can use, and I'd recommend the Sony 10-18 f4. This is just a fantastic all-around lens, and really one of the only options available for APS-C shooters. Because it's on a crop sensor camera, you're going to be looking at a 15-24, which in most cases is ideal for real estate. But for the most part and best results, you're going to want to shoot with a full frame camera. So let's have a look at our full frame options. First, we've got the newer Tamron 17-28 f2.8, a great size and weight. It's also kind of a budget lens, coming in at just $8.99. But this isn't my first pick, although it's going to be great for photo and video. It is a very limited focal range, and that 17mm instead of 16 or 15 is a big contributing factor. Typically, I find that 15 or 16 is my sweet spot, and 17 in a lot of cases just isn't enough. If you are, however, on a budget or just getting started and are looking to use this thing for both photo and video, this might be a good option for you. Next, we've got the tried and tested Sony 16-35 f4, as well as the 2.8 G Master. These lenses have a huge size and weight difference, as well as a big price difference. I personally still shoot with my trusty 16-35 f4, and because I'm not overly concerned with a fast aperture, it serves me well. The f4 is also image stabilized, where the GM, although performing better in low light, is hard for me to justify the price of, just because I personally don't use it that often. If budget's not an issue and you're looking for ultimate performance and native reliability, I consider the 16-35 2.8 G Master. Next up, we've got the Sony 12-24mm f4, and this isn't an overly popular lens, probably due to its expensive price, but for the most part it's a decent size and weight. It does have some distortion issues, and 12mm is definitely going to be overkill. An interesting and fun lens for sure, just not for me. Next is the highly regarded and decently priced Sigma 14-24 f2.8. One of Sigma's art lenses, it's got fantastic quality both optically and in its build. It's also got the great Sigma warranty, and of all these lenses, it's one of the most versatile. One to consider. A decent cheap option if you're stuck on getting a prime is the Samyang or Rokinon 14mm f2.8. Once again, you're going to have to zoom with your feet, and it's not great to be stuck in a particular focal length when you're trying to shoot details or get your point across in some specific way. But if you are just a prime shooter and you're looking to get a few lenses, maybe consider this one. Now these of course are going to be some of your main options, but there's always lenses that you can use or get away with in a pinch. There's also the rumored native Sony 12-24 f2.8 G Master coming out this summer. However, it's also rumored to be around $4,000 US. And if that is true, it's a bit of a head scratcher if you ask me. This video by no means is a review of any of these lenses. It's ultimately going to be up to you to decide which one's going to be best for you. I do have an in-depth review on several of these lenses, so if you are looking for more or specific information on each, make sure you check those out. And I also promised you some tips when shooting real estate photos. Check out my full video on that if you're interested in more detail, but here's a quick summary. Number 1, always shoot in RAW. This is going to let you pull out more detail out of the shadows and the highlights, so if you do make a mistake, it's easier to correct. Number 2 is bracket your photos. This is going to give you that HDR look. It's important to capture the attention of potential buyers, and HDR photos do that well. Number 3 is pick the right time of day. You know that the time of day and lighting can have a huge impact on your photos, and I know time is limited, but consider going for pictures early in the morning or later in the afternoon for the best results. Number 4 is an absolute must. Use and have a good tripod and set your ISO to the lowest possible for the best quality pictures. And 5, be creative. There's a million houses out there for sale. Do what you can to be creative and stand out from the herd. Put your own spin on things, be unique, and you will be successful. Okay, so there's 5 tips for you, as well as an overview of some of the lenses that I'd recommend checking out if you're looking for a real estate lens and you're a Sony shooter. I hope this video helped you out. I hope you liked it. If you want to see more just like it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Drop your questions and comments down below. If you want to buy one of these lenses, I'll leave affiliate links as well. And like always, make mistakes, be yourself, and get out there and take some more pictures. See you next time.